Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here on the official Lord of the Rings online Twitch channel. So twitch.tv/Lotro stream. So welcome and happy December 23rd or Christmas Eve if you like. So yeah, in Lotro right now, well, first I should say I'm Little Redhead. And welcome to Heart of a Hobbit here, where we're going to do some fun stuff. We're going to run around and participate in the Yule Festival, which is happening right now in Lord of the Rings Online. So I really enjoy the festivals. That's something that I particularly enjoy, perhaps more than questing or worrying about my outfit or not, I mean my weapons. Definitely worrying about my cosmetic outfits. That is definitely important in the game. But hello, Cafe B, welcome. So, oh, excuse me, I have a sneeze. Hang on a second. Well, that came out of nowhere. Sorry about that. Okay, so what I have been doing is in the Lotro festivals, oops, wrong place. Let me go here. In the Lotro festivals, you have a series of quests. And so I'm looking under the festival category. And what I want to look at right now is this Festival Flurry Final, which it says complete in the spirit of Yule 3 times. And I've done it twice with this character in order to finish this final. And Spirit of Yule is the one we're going to pick up here in a minute. The cats got super squirrely. We got some food delivered and it was in a cardboard box. And so Kato has a new box. And so she's been jumping in and out and now she's all wound up. So it looks like I may have already picked up... oh no, that's the participate in a Yule Festival activity in Frostbluff. So that was this one. Because I've been parking my characters here in Frostbluff, in Winterhome, when I phase in, a lot of times what happens is the character automatically gets that auto-bestowed quest. And that is just a quest with Mara Sandy Downs there. And when you complete it, she gives you one of these sacks of presents. And when you click on it, it could be anything from some tokens or... Here, let's take a look. Just tidying up some of that other stuff. So clicking on that one from the other day, I got 150 marks. And here's another one from the other day, and that one I got 2 seals. So, so we'll, those just, kind of pile up in the background, to be honest. So it's just a little gift of a little something. No big deal. So I need to come down to Mara Sandy Downs because I want to pick up my In the Spirit of Yule, which is participate in the Yule Festival activities in Frostbluff. And I have done 0 out of 10 today. Well, and it doesn't count till after you pick up the wrapper anyway. So now I have the wrapper. So now I want to go around and pick up quests. And what I have been doing is I've been doing 9 quests here in Frostbluff. And then and Frostbluff is the region that we're in here. Winterhome is the city or town that we're in right now. And Winterhome is located within Frostbluff. So when I'm talking about Frostbluff, I'm talking about all the stuff that's here. So I have a tendency to do 9 quests here in the area and then 1 out in Bree. And that counts because it is one of the horse races and the horse races count towards festival. So I'm going to start by picking up from Guard Kember. He has 2 quests. One is moving them off. And that's the one where he wants you to tell all the beggars in the area to shove off. Well, I don't like doing that one because you can see this person is standing there having to wait. And so 1, people are having to wait in order to interact with this quest. And then 2, once you do that, whether you either tell them to, shove off as Kember wants you to do, or you give them a coin as when somebody else wants you to do. Either way, they get up and walk away. And funny thing is this guy, he walks way out of town. Like, he's still going. He's still going. He's still going. He's still going. We can watch. Here's the defeat circle for the area. He's still going. He's still going. Off into the trees. And now he phases out. So now you can come back, and he's not back yet. So you're still waiting for him to show up. And so there he goes. Now he's there. So that is a really long time. And I know B4 has been doing some timing of this, actually, because he actually does these quests. Now, he doesn't mind, because you gotta, what I find is I have to circle around and around and around in order to get all 5 of those people. What you doing? Yeah, I move things around a little bit. This isn't normally behind me. But I'm experimenting with having like a screen or something behind me, a backdrop, as you were, in order to kind of make a nice palette behind me, as opposed to the hodgepodge of our actual house. So, I don't know, we'll see. I sometimes put it up and then sometimes I don't, but I'm trying to experiment with a new way of putting it up today. We'll see how it goes. It's a little fragile, so if the cats come running up and bonk into it, it might fall down. Which would cause all sorts of excitement, let me tell you. So we'll just hope that doesn't happen during the stream. All right, so anyway, so Kember has 2 quests, and the first one is telling them to go. The second one is the abominable snow beasts, and that is just run up to the snow beasts and cheer 3 times. So I'm going to take that one, because that one I don't have a problem with. Now, Ona K over here, she has her eating challenge and the biggest stomach of them all. So I am going to pick that up.
Give me a moment of your time, friend.
And we have 1 minute until this begins. Now, here is something crazy that I have realized, and I didn't realize it until this festival. So I'm trying to do 10 festival activities and then switch to my next character. So I'm just like trying to roll through characters. I haven't done any characters today, but I've been doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 characters every day, which is a lot. And so in order to do that, I need to be as efficient as possible. Also, I have a fair amount of festival tokens. I feel like I'm doing okay. Like, so if I look at my Festival Buddy 2, it tells me here how many tokens I have for this festival, which is 851. So I'm actually just going to eat any old thing. I know, this is totally anathema to everything I have said in the past. But I don't care about the effects. Because, check this out. Okay, hi Casper. I know you're both here and you're both being social. Okay, so I have done 0 out of 10. I go to Ona K. I turn this into her.
Hello there.
Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get 1 Yule Festival token, which I don't need, but it's nice to continue collecting those, of course. And now I have done 1 festival activity. Now, the timer is running down. I have 50 seconds, 54 seconds here to get to the next table, eat 5 things, and turn that in. But I'm not going to, because here's the scoop, what I figured out. So if I were to continue doing the food challenge, I would go to that table and I would eat 5 things, and then I would turn that in and he would give me 2 festival tokens. Then I would run over here, and this guy, I would eat 5 things and he would give me 3 festival tokens. Okay, so now we've got 3 plus 2 plus 1. Nice, you know. If you're collecting tokens, this is a way to go. Then I would come to here and she would give me 4 festival tokens. And then I would come over here, and if I complete this, oh funny, the mystery drink is still there. He would give me 4 festival tokens also. It's funny. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I don't know. But he also gives me experience. Whereas none of the other tables will give me experience. Hi, buddy. Are you going to come lay down? What you up? Or are you just being squirrely? I know you're being squirrely. That's a given. Yeah, hi. I have to watch out because Casper's the one who's most likely to actually walk across my keyboard. Kato will walk around it, but he will sometimes walk on it. Thank you for walking, not on it. Anyway, so basically we have the potential for 3 different objectives in this eating challenge. If you are really just like grinding for experience, then yes, you want to successfully complete all 5 of the eating tables, including up to and including this last one. If you are collecting festival tokens, you want to do as many tables as you can. And if you make it through the 5th one, then you've got 4 plus 4, so 8, 3, 11, 2, 13, plus 1, 14. So that's 14 festival tokens you would get that you could accumulate on your way around, assuming you're not wearing anything that gives you bonus tokens. Okay, so if you're collecting festival tokens, doing as many of those tables as you can is ideal. If you are just trying to do festival activities, then just do the first one and then run on. Cool thing is all those effects, because I ran out of time at the first table, I've failed the rest of the quest, and so all those effects are gone. I no longer have the slowed down effects on me. So that just saved me a bunch of time. Now, of course, I'm streaming, we're gonna be talking about things, I'm gonna be taking my time, so I'm not actually, right in this moment trying to save time, but just trying to kind of show you what I've been doing that, allows me to do so many characters, run through so many characters in a day at the festival. Okay, so a lot of times I've picked up her quest, and while I'm waiting for her to say, let's go, I am picking up other quests. So what else am I going to pick up? I'm going to come down to these 2, and they have 2 quests each. She has the Stuffing the Stuffed, which is go all over the place and collect a bunch of stuff. And then the other one is go into the Grumpwood and collect some firewood. Okay. Now, if you are currently, and unfortunately we've already gotten past that, but if we were still in the process of having her quest, the eating quest, but we haven't done it yet, then if I come over here to Basil, he would have the empty keg emergency for me to pick up, which is pick up a keg. But he would not have tidying up available to me, because you can't be in the process of waiting to eat at the first table and pick up tidying up at the same time. But you can, after you've eaten at the first table and turned that in, tidying up does come available. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. So a funny thing that you could do is you could be up here, you eat at this table, you finish the quest and turn it in. You come down here, grab that quest from Basil, and then run over to this table, and you have both the things to eat as well as the things to clean up. They will both be visible for you. We've run into this year. We've been experimenting with this. So B4's been experimenting with running both of them at the same time, because occasionally you'll be in a situation where you're waiting for food to show up, because so much of the table has already been eaten from. And so that's an opportunity for you to clean up these dishes. It's kind of funny, but it's something that you can do. And he's been finding it works for him. I'm not sure if he's still doing that. He was doing that about a week ago. I'm not sure if he's still doing it. Also, B4 may or may not be streaming tonight. He is in a brass ensemble. They call it a fanfara here, which is like brass instruments playing music together. So kind of like an orchestra, but it's just like the brass stuff. No wood instruments. So anyway, it's a thing. There's yes, this, but not that. So trumpets, yes. French horns, yes. I forget what else. Anyway, so you may not get to see him do this tonight, is what I'm saying. but I think he may have played around with it last week. Anyway, all right, let's go finish picking up some quests. So we've got these two guys. We've got their quests. Now let's go. We're going to pass the theater. We're going to skip the theater. Casper's over here grooming himself, and he has gotten so comfortable with me that he just like lays his leg on me. So we have a leg resting on my on my mouse arm. Pretty funny. Okay, so there's two down here in this workers' alley. We have Daily Utterage. So this is the other one that I was talking about with those quests where you're sending the people away. So a charitable spirit will use tokens of yours. So if you have excess tokens and you don't mind doing the quest would involve the people in town, this can also be a good one. The only problem I have with this also is, so I guess with this one they don't run off. But if somebody's doing the other one, they do. So you're back in that situation of trying to manage, is the person you need to give a token to there or not? Because she just ran off. So I find that the unreliability of whether the person that I need to interact with is there or not is not what I want. I want to be able to do quests in a way that is like, this is how I'm approaching it this year. Every year I do it differently. This year, the way I'm approaching it is I want that consistency, and so I can just basically like run a character through, just and then grab the next character and basically do the same thing. So it becomes kind of like a rote, not having to think about it sort of thing. Now, other years I've been more in a, role play kind of mindset, where I do want to think about what I'm doing and interact, and like it doesn't matter the order of things because I'm having fun like engaging with the stories and things like that. I'm still enjoying the stories and I enjoy the setting and all that, but I'm like, this year don't need to read all the things. I'm kind of just like zipping through a lot of it. Now another thing I could be taking advantage of though is here in the Festival Buddy 2, there is the quick guide that I could be using. What it does is it will automatically check off the quests that I have, where I am in the quest. So like, have I picked up a thing? It'll check that off. Have I turned in a thing? It'll check that off. So it automatically does that for me. So I could be using that as a way to track where I am if I didn't want to like kind of follow this flow that I've established for this year. Before is definitely using the quick guide because then he can kind of track where he's at on the various quests. He just like takes a quick look, boom, moves on. For me, I find it, I'm finding it easier just to have a pattern and to just follow that pattern. That's what I'm preferring to do this year. But like I say, every year is different. So Daily has the one about giving them a coin, which I could do because I have plenty of tokens. But the unreliability of them being there or not being there kind of pushes me off that quest. It doesn't, bring me joy to do that one. So I do look at this other one, Cold as Ice, where I need to dispense wintry weather. So that I can do. There's usually plenty of it out there on that lake, no problem. The other one over here, Gareth Rust, he has this one called Making Mischief. So that's the one where you set off some fireworks and then you take some coins off of the rich patrons that are dancing down there and come and give it to these folks. So we're definitely going to take his quest, stick it to the man. I love it. Little side note. So in the Hobbit community, we're often very busy with role playing and, and doing fun stuff throughout the year. This year, like most, there's going to come and be wassailing. I'm sure that's not how you pronounce it. I always have to think like, is it Welsh? How would I say that? It's Old English, isn't it? Anyway, the band will be standing over here and performing. I think they start at the outside of town and then move in, and then we end up outside of town by the snowmen. So it's usually kind of like a moving around sort of thing, and it's a lot of fun. Solarian says, best thing about the guide is you can select quests you do not want to do. For example, I do the spending just a few times, then I remove it from the list, and the cleaning I do only once. Yeah, that is one thing that I didn't actually point out, but if you go into the Festival Buddy and you go into the options menu, so here in the options, you can Down here are for each of the festivals that has a quick guide, which currently it is Midsummer and Yule, and then there's also In League and Ale Association have quick guides. So for each of those, you can deselect any of the quests that you would not want to do. I believe it's character specific. I think it's character specific. So for example, I don't want to do moving them off, so I would uncheck that here. And so it will remember that I don't want to do it. It is character specific. Tellurian, thank you, confirms that. Thank you. Yeah, with B4 being busy right now. Oh yeah, so he's off playing music right now is what I meant. Is what I was trying to say. So he may or may not make it back in time for his stream. So normally when he's busy with other things, he's also watching the stream and he can poke into chat. But today is not one of those days. Oh yeah, so if I pull this up now and look at the quick guide, you probably didn't notice, but it did have the thing about moving them off. The moving them off quest was sitting up there. And that is not happening. Actually, you know what, here is I can do this. I also don't want to do a charitable spirit because I already have achieved that deed with this character. So I'm going to uncheck that. Boom. And it took off all that. Now, what has happened here is that I haven't reset the guide, so it just was like, oh, this is what you have left to do, and that was it. So if I reset the guide, it's going to pop everything up, minus the things that I've said don't show me. And so then now I can, because I got a little, off, I could check off the things to be like, oh, okay, I've taken Making Mischief from Garrett. Yep. I've taken Cold as Ice from Daily. Yep. And so forth. And it can then track for me if I want it to. Here, we'll just pop it over here. We'll leave it over here in case anybody wants to kind of keep an eye on it as we're going. There we go. Yeah, maybe a touch smaller so it's not bumping up against that. There we go. Make it visually pleasing, hopefully. Okay, so I've gotten the quests from over here. So the only other quest I haven't picked up that I am still planning to do here in Frostbluff is down outside of town. Here, we'll just go there. Is the guy who makes the snowman. So I'm going to go ahead and take myself out of town. And we're going to talk to this guy, Virgil, over here.
Will you give me a moment
And he
of your
says,
time,
how
friend?
can you build a snowman? And then you've got options to choose from. So you've got this one here, plus these three here. Oh, I forgot to turn my phone off. And then one way over here. That's the one we're going to choose. Oh, I closed the guide, didn't I? Did not mean to do that. That's a setting that I need to change. So let me go into the settings and the options. There's one that says escape key closes the Festival Buddy windows. I do not want escape key to close the window because I hit the escape key on a regular basis, so I didn't want that to go away. Okay. Yeah, Tellurian says, I don't mind those steps be there. They will be automatically removed when you finish the quest. So, right, yeah, so I don't need to say I picked up the firewood thing because, when I don't have to say take unwilling firewood from Mabel Mitford because as soon as I complete it, it will be like, oh, you obviously took it, and it'll check that off for me as well. So, so there is that. Okay, so we're going to leave that open. Don't close it. Keep almost closing it. Don't close it. Okay, so I chose this snowman because it only requires 2 ingredients. Sticks, just 1 round of gathering sticks, and then 1 round of getting coal. And then we're done. With some of the other ones, so like the hat guy, you gotta go find the hat, that's inside. You have to find, I think, 2 sticks, coal, that might be it for that one. For the mitten wearing, you need to find the mittens and the nose and coal and, yeah, I can't remember. It's like 3 or 4 things for each one of them. Maybe it's 3. Maybe it's coal and scarf and sticks. Some of them have acorns, though. Who needs acorns? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so they send you all over the place to grab things for these guys. But the broken snowman, super easy. You just need two things: one stick, and some coal. But we'll come back to that. So now I'm going to do my circuit, which is what I normally do. So I've come out of town. I've grabbed the snowman quest, and now I'm going to go gather eggs. I'm going to go to the Grumpwood and get the firewood. I'm going to go down by the lake and get the winter berries and take care of the cold weather. I'm going to come up through the next section, which is where the snow beasts are. I'm going to go find a snow beast. I'm going to cheer at it 3 times because that works. And then you don't have to go chasing snow beasts all over the place. And then I'm going to go up to the mushroom hut. I'm going to collect mushrooms. And then I'm going to come back into town. And when I get back into town, I'm going to come in on this side where the oven is, and I'm going to do 3 things over there that will put me closer to completing quests. So I generally don't engage with the snowball one unless it's necessary. It looks like there's 2 people there, so they're good. Yeah, because it's also on a timer. Now, I do participate in the Onake eating challenge, and it is on a timer, but because I'm already in town for other things, I can usually find ways to do something else, check on Ona. Do something else, check on Ona, because she's right there in the middle of things. With this guy, I would have to come out here and find him. Look, oh, okay, he's not ready. Go do something else. Oh, okay, come back. Look, is he ready? No, he's not. You know, so it's a little farther away. So that's why it doesn't, yeah, it seems like it makes more sense to just do the one in town and not the one out of town. Okay, so now I'm in the Grumpwood, and I need to find trees. And they're all over this area, except when, you know, other players are also here trying to get trees. Now, I'm a brawler on this character. So basically, I kind of have to run up to these guys and just punch them. I have a cup that I can throw at them, but there is also a bit of a time duration cooldown. There's a cooldown on that, so I can't do that as often as it can just run up and punch them. So if there's nobody else nearby, I have the time to go up and punch them before somebody else takes them out. So that's 7. That's 8. And I'll throw my mug at somebody. And that should be 9. Yep, there it is. Okay, so now I'm going to, yes, Christmas punching presents. I don't know, it's just weird, but whatever. I did take In the Spirit of Yule from Mara, so I'm going to go ahead and I took the snow beasts. So we'll go ahead and mark those off so they're just out of my way. All right, winterberry bush. So now I'm going to collect 4 of these. No, 5 bushes for winter weathers. Sure, we'll go ahead and throw a cup at that one, or whatever comes out of my hand. Can't guarantee it'll be a cup. And we're going to punch this one. And we're going to punch this one. And we'll punch this one. So that's my 4. Should be. Yeah. Now, it should be marking these off. I was hoping we'd be able to see that it marked them off. Let's see, we have firewood, we have empty keg, we have tidying up. I'm just moving some of these off so we can like see when it checks these off for us. Stuff. Collect 5 fresh winter berries. There it is. So there, see, it automatically checked it off. And it pauses for like 5 seconds. So that way if you're like, oh, no, I didn't mean it, then you can uncheck it. All right, so now I'm looking for a snow beast. There's like 3 of them in these woods. There's one over here. Hang on, I'm going to cheer at him 3 times. There we go. 3 cheers, 1 snow beast. That's how this goes. There's one here, and then there's one up there. And before was noticing that they kind of have like a path that they tread back and forth. And then they just lie down in that pathing. So once you kind of start to see that pathing, you can kind of get a better. I don't know if it's worth putting together a map because it's only 3 of them and stuff like that, but I don't know. Might be kind of fun. Saren says, morning. Good morning to you. It is most definitely evening here. It is dark. But hey, solstice was this weekend, so we are now heading into longer daylight hours. I'm very happy for this. Unfortunately, it happens to be coinciding with us getting colder weather. But to be fair, we've been kind of a little spoiled. It's been above 10 Celsius for like a week or 2 or longer. It's been really nice. I've found it really nice. But now we're getting into weather that's going to be below freezing or around freezing, and that's a bummer for me. Anyway, okay, so there's 2 entrances back in. There's the main entrance there, and then there's the entrance down here where I think we came out, right, to go by the snowman field. And that's where the oven is, so that's where we're heading. So I expect people are kind of busy this week with other activities and seeings and socializings and whatnot. So don't feel bad if you are catching this later and miss the stream. It's fine. I know the stream team, we have like a Discord channel. We can talk to each other. And Cord even said, you know, hey, if you've got other stuff going on, do not feel bad about not streaming this week. So for those of you who are here, welcome. Thanks for coming by. All right, so I'm accomplishing stuff for 3 different quests here. But that's why I go and pick up all the quests first, and then I go and do the things. Because that was baking the bread for stuffing the stuffed, which is that lady at the bottom of the stairs. But now I'm going to pick up the coal, which I need for the snowman. And then I'm going to go over here and grab this keg that I'm going to deliver for empty keg emergency. So I do this path, and I run across here, keeping an eye out for that watcher. Here, let me see if I can pause long enough for you to see him. The watcher who's right there. And then I jump over this wall, and I walk over there, and I have averted the empty keg crisis. So now I still, though, need to pick up the 10 of each of these categories. So 10 unsightly smells, 10 smelly garbages, and 10 grimy dishes. There's basically like 3 of each at each of the table stations. So you have to do a minimum of, you have to at least dip your toe into 4 minimum of the stations. Because you can get a third of the way on one, a third on the next, and a third on the next, but you're like 1 short of each. And we'll take a look here when we're done with this table. You can see it. Yeah. Kato's giving me a look. All right, so see, we've picked up 3 dirty dishes, 3 reeking garbages, and 3 liquid spills. So we're going to do the same thing again over at this table. Now I'm just doing select and use, and then when it finishes one, I do the next thing. But what you can do is you can queue them up a little bit. So like if I place myself here, I'm within range of the grimy dish and the smelly garbage and the unsightly smell, but I have to be, or spill, but I have to be facing it. So it's it's a matter of, are you close enough to be able to queue yourself up to these things without it wanting to move you in order to get to it. So for example, maybe I go over here and I queue up this grimy dish, and then I queue up that grimy dish. Well, it tries to send me there, and I'm too far from the first one. So you see how it kind of, it'll move you to accommodate that. So if you're doing that thing where you can stop and click on a bunch of stuff, yeah, you have to like kind of balance it. So now I'm going to go over to this table because this table is really close by. Although I don't like the layout of where the stuff is, but that's okay. But we're at 6, 6, and 6 when we got here. And now we're going to move on to 7, 8, and 9 while we're here. We could do those 2. And we can do these. Oops, not you. Sorry, bud. You're not something I have to clean up. And I need this last one here. And that should put me at 9, 9, and 9. Yep. So, like I was saying, I have to do one more table. But hey, I'm right here. There's this stash of fireworks that I would love to set off. All right, so now I have 8 patrons here that I want to snag some coins out of their pockets. So what I've discovered is you can, so again, queuing, we're going to queue these up. So I can definitely queue up those 4 and these 2. I don't have to be facing them. It's a weird quest in that regard. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those 2 as well. So that'll put me at 6. And then the other 2 are at the bottom of my screen, right here. And there's times when I just don't get the positioning right, and it moves me. So that's why I don't queue up all of them at once. Now I could, but it's just, I find it easier to just do one at a time, or one group at a time. I was doing 4 and 4, but I found out that I can do 6 and then 2 with pretty consistently without it trying to move me. So that makes me really happy about that. Okay, so now I did one last thing at this set of tables. So I have done both of the things that this guy wants. I did his empty keg delivery, or the full keg delivery. I tidied up. I've got both the things for her. I've picked up all those things at all those different locations. And then I also got the firewood.
Greetings, friends.
Okay, so we're good with that. I haven't built the snowman, but I have the coal that I need, so we're gonna pop back outside. I just tend to do that little shortcut through here where you jump up by the statues, by the ice sculptures, and then jump over this wall because it's a little short. And then I'll do select and use to take me to the sticks. And then I do the same thing to take me to the nearest snow pile. Oh, this one's already done. Is there a snow pile under here? No. Sometimes there's a snow pile hidden underneath there. Each of the snowmen has a snow pile that if you build that specific one there, it makes a giant version, which is what happened there. Here I got a regular one. But I think this might be the giant one for, I forget which one. One of the other ones. I think it might be on the wiki that says which one is the giant one for each one of them. So that's kind of fun. That was a fun discovery, like by mistake. Okay, so we have finished his snowman and we've turned that in. So now we have a couple of things. A giant snowman, Arabini? Yeah. Oh, it's gone. No, it's still here. Check it out. Look at this one. This is the broken snowman right here. See how it's got his stick hanging to the side? It's this guy. It's Virgil's broken snowman. So if you zoom in, here he is, the 2 pieces, the bits fell on the ground, and his stick hanging off the side. This is the giant version. You can tell it's giant because look at me standing next to it. I'm like not even as tall as the stick. Oh, and now it's gone. But if you build the broken snowman at this snow pile right here, then it becomes it's that giant version. Darn, I can't remember. I wish I could remember the other ones. I think this is one of them. Oh, it's been so long. I think that might be the scarf wearing one, but I'm not sure. But yeah, each one of these snowmen have one particular snow pile. No, there's no deed for that. Sorry, Urbani. But they have one particular snow pile that if you build it at that snow pile, it makes the giant version of it. It's just fun. I think it's just funny. But that one's fun. Yeah, so for the broken one, it's the one that pops up down there where we just were. I know that one because I've been doing that a lot lately. And here's a weird thing. I don't know if other people have been running into this. The snow piles haven't been like respawning as quickly this year, or as before pointed out to me, it's possible that there's just more people doing the deeds since of the server consolidation, or no, the quests. So maybe there's more people doing the quests, and so there's just not as many snow piles available because it's just being used up so fast. But it's been weird. Like there's times when you come out and you're like waiting and waiting and waiting, and you cannot find a snow pile to build at. It's bizarre. Never run into that before. So, but I'm going to come back here and I'm going to turn in a couple of more quests. So we've done the cold weather. Oh, I'm down at the lake, right? So we're turning that in. And we lit off fireworks and pilfered coins. So we're coming back and we're going to turn that in. So he's pretty happy about that. And then we also have on our winter home checklist here to turn in the quest to guard Kember for abominable snow beasts. So we come over here and do that.
What is this world coming to?
So now we've done a quest. So Mara has a thing for us. She's like, hey, you did a quest in town. This doesn't count as one of the 10, turning it into her. But she gives you the sack of presents, which we can go ahead and open that. I got 2 Yule Festival tokens from her. And she gives you a token and stuff like that. So that's nice. All right, so I'm sitting here at 9. And I still need 1 more. Oh, let me do the biggest stomach because that one's done. And we didn't do 2, 3, or 4. So I still need 1 more. So what I have been doing is I go over to the stable master, who's also the same person who gives you and takes the stolen sweets
Will you give me a moment of
quest.
your time, friend?
So if you haven't done that one yet, that one's fun, but it does take some time. You gotta buzz all over the place go all over the place through Middle Earth. So because you have now this is all in Eriador. You don't have to go to anything higher than 50, but you do have a lot of traveling to do. So, oh, excuse me. See, it makes me tired just thinking about it. So I have the Yule rabbit on my main character, and so then I don't worry about doing it on other characters. But this is also the same person that has the travel skills.
How can I be of service?
Travel destinations. And because they are a festival person, a festival announcer, festival stable master, their travel is for free. So I love using their travel because there's times when I'm on here with a character and it's like, oh, I need to talk to Wenda because my stuff ran out. I can just come here and use the travel to Mickle Delving because there's a Wenda right, just down the hill from the stable. But what I am doing instead is I'm going to Westbury, again for free, which is lovely. And I'm going to go do one of the horse races. Now I'm going to go ahead and close that quick guide, I think, because we're on our last one, and I don't think the horse race is on there anyway. So I go ahead and I mount up here because I want to take the Festival Grounds stable or horse there, that little quick job one, and then I put myself on auto run, like even while I'm transitioning, because as soon as you arrive, you start auto running, and that saves me just a couple of seconds. And I pop over here to the race. Now, you could think that doing a race is that longer or shorter than any of the other potential quests that I could be choosing. So, for example, I could do, what else counts as a quest? So, biggest stomach of them all doesn't. Actually, you know what? Let's get rid of those because, like, permanently. Because I'm not doing them. So, we don't need them to show up. So. Okay. And that's it. Yeah, so it's saying basically because I have filtered out the 2 going around and talking to the people in town and sending them away or whatever, or the potential that they have been sent away. It's like, I don't have any other options for you. Go find something. So Now, the theater, I could do the theater, but I must have filtered that one. And I could do the snowballs challenge, the snowball field. So, but what I'd like to do, because this is always here,
Hello, friend.
is I
Could
go
you
ahead
help me
and
with
take
something?
this. Because the travel is so easy with that stable master that I can just pop out here, pop out debris, come over here real quick, pop back, and it sends me right back to the festival. And I'm right at the beginning of the festival, like at the entrance to Winterhome. So this works for me. B4 is not doing the horse races. He's doing I think sending them off. Okay. The other day I was doing this and then I bumped my mouse and I ended up like coming in. Let me show you, it was really funny. Because sometimes I'm got stuff happening. And so I came from here and I would put myself to auto and I was just going straight. And then something happened and I bumped my mouse and I was like, all of a sudden I was like over here. I was like, but I didn't do it, because you have to go through that gate in order for it to count. So I was quickly running myself back through the gate, but I had enough time. So. Okay, so that actually makes number 10. That counted as my 10th one, and now it's ready for me to go back and turn this in. So I now am running back to that horse, which will take me to Bree, which takes me to the west gate of Bree, which is right here. And the stable master that I can use for free to get me back is right here next to him. So I feel like the proximity of all these things, because they're so close to each other, even though there's, a little bit of transition, it's fine. I find it fine. It doesn't cost me a lot of time. Elijah has vigor, says Lotro. Welcome. Yeah, we're just doing some winter festival here, the Yule Festival. And the reason I chose this character, I wanted to show you guys all that what happens when you finish doing the full round. So over in our quest log, so we have a festive flurry final, which is complete in the spirit of Yule. And in the spirit of Yule is the do 10 things. So once you do 10 things, 1, 2, 3 days, that will finish a festive flurry, right? And so I have finished the festive flurry intro, and I finished the festive flurry, what was it next one? Intermediate, and then I finished festival flurry advanced. So that was 9 days. And then this last one, so on day 12, it finishes the festive flurry final. So that's what I'm finishing right now. So first off, we're going to turn in our in the spirit of Yule, the let's go and do 10 things today. So we've done that. Good job, us. But now she's like, hey, I got something else for you. Festive Flurry Final is now done because I did 3 things once more. So she rummages around in her bag and gives you some stuff. That, in turn, then finishes off the Fortune of Festive Spirit, which was finish that thing that we just did, that wrapper. So every time you finish one of those wrappers, there's another one of these that goes with it. Now, and it does mention here that there are 12 days worth of Festive Flurry and Spirit of Yule participation quests, so plan accordingly. So we have planned accordingly, and this is day 12 for her, so we're going to turn that in, and we get a whole laundry list of things, one of which is an incomparable tracery token. So gold is the highest tier, and then this blue cyan is the next tier down. So we have that now in our inventory that I can give to any one of my characters. It's bound to a count, so I can't give it away to somebody else, but I can use it on any one of my characters. What else? Minimum level 50, max contents 160, it says right now. Because that is our current cap is 160, which just went up recently. Now, notice that it doesn't have a number, just says tracery token incomparable. So whatever character opens it, it will be at the level for that character. So if I have a hunter that's like a level 140, here, you know what, I'm going to switch over to Rose real quick. But just want to know, I just wanted to show you that what it looks like when you finish a character. You basically have 3 rounds of things to turn in. And I ended up getting like 1,100 Figments of Splendor just from that turn in. So that's pretty darn cool. But I want to switch over. And you were saying, I was saying something, but I know I forgot. That's okay, let me grab Rose. Oh yeah, if you have like a hunter that's 152, like Rose here, and then you have a hunter that's like level 57, and you have your 57 open a box, and she's like, oh, I can't use this. Oh, well, you know, it's not what I want, whatever. But you're like, hey, maybe my 140 could use it, or 152 could use it. No. They're too far apart in levels. They won't be able to share that. So just be prepared that maybe you want to open all the boxes, just get them out of your inventory or whatever, but be prepared to know that when they open it, it will be for their class and it will be at their level. So, so if you have like a whole cadre of one type of, you know, character and they're all around the same level, then yeah, you could probably get away with that. But most people don't, so I wouldn't recommend opening a bunch of stuff. Don't recommend opening a bunch of stuff until you're ready to use what's in them with the character that's opening them. So everybody points out that I always forget about the mission deed, or I'd rather ignore it after a fashion, but I need to do it one day. 40 days of missions during Winter Festival. That's true. I did forget about that. There is a deed. Let's see. Let me pull up my deed tracker. This is another B4 made item, which is fantastic. Under race and social, and we want to go down to, I'm assuming it's under, oh, I assume it's under here, but maybe it's not. Under Yule Festival? Is it Bringer of Good Cheer? Yeah, that's the one. Complete the quest, a mission to bring good cheer 40 times. So, and what this is, so in my stuff, everybody has this. A mission to bring good cheer. And it just is complete a mission. It's interesting. I wonder if the in-game log, no, not you, that one, has, it probably doesn't. It's like a hidden, is it a hidden deed? Oh no, here it is. A bringer of good cheer. Complete a mission to bring good cheer 40 times. I've done it 7. I don't tend to participate in missions, apparently, during festival at least. If you finish that, you get a reward, which is a Tome of the Wild Gray Donkey. Which would look like donkey. Wild Gray Donkey. It'll look like this guy. I don't know if you can see him up there at the top above me. So that would be the donkey pet that you will get as a reward for doing 40 days worth of missions over, and it's a multi-year thing. Like you can just do it, you know, a little bit every year, whatever you want to do. I already have a bunch of donkeys. I like the cask-laden one. That one's kind of fun. He's carrying a bunch of stuff. The wild spotted I have. Oh, the treasure-laden one, though, that's a good one, too. There's one that's like, I like the feed-laden. Mountaineering is cool. There's silver, wild black. I thought there was one that's like carrying a cart. Maybe I'm thinking of a different animal. I know there's like, what is it? There's like a pig that's also carrying a cart. right? Oh, cute. Oh yeah, the winter celebration pig. He's dragging a cart behind him. And I think. Oh no, I don't think that one's one. There's. Oh yeah, the mysterious celebration pig. That one, fireworks go off when he's walking around. There's another one. So yeah, there's a couple of them that do that. That have like. Oh yeah, the anniversary celebration pig. That guy. Everybody got that one at the time. And everybody who was a VIP got that one. And that one lets off fireworks as you're walking around. That one's wacky. So I guess because it's a donkey pet, and I'm not like looking for donkey pets in my role playing with this character, so I haven't gone out of my way to get that. But as a completionist, eventually I will. It'll probably be the sort of thing where like Before and I will, work together and try to crank out a mission every day at some point. But right now, our main goal with the festival has been that we want to get all of the characters that are on that difficulty slider path. We want to get them up to 130. For some reason, we decided 131. Oh, probably because we could redo their legendaries at 131. And then just leave them there. So we're kind of cranking hard on the festival because of all the experience you get in the festival. So that's why we've been each running 12 characters through every day. It's a little crazy. Skagosi says, good evening, Little Red MB4. Good evening to you. So I was saying earlier that Before is actually out playing music. He's in a like a brass band that is off playing. It's called a fanfare in Dutch, the style of band. And so they're off playing music at a thing tonight. Well, that's a cool outfit. It was nice of them to just put themselves on screen for me. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. I went ahead to bring Rose on because I've also been running her through the festival every day, and trying to get her just general experience, because with the cap going up, she was at 150 and now the cap is 160, and so I'm working on getting her getting her off of up to 160 through festival questing. Why not? So also I enjoy bringing her on to do the Hobbit gift, because if it is a Yule gift, it's mainly her that's going to be taking advantage of it. But nope, we got some Virtue XP. No, sorry. We got Virtue XP and we got a scroll of max morale and power. So I'm just going to, we're going to go ahead and close that. And yeah, stuff's piling up again. Put that, we're going to put a bunch of stuff in here. So, oh, that's crafting. That can go there. And then combat-y stuff. Just making sure it's not bound to character for any reason. Anything else? Oh yeah, rally horns. I don't need to be carrying those. I was at an event in game the other day, and it was one of the music events, and one of the typical things that happens at music events is they have a team of people who goes around giving things away, which is lovely. My problem is my inventory is a little full right now, so I, have a lot of stuff. Also, they gave a lantern, which I thought was lovely. So let me open my wardrobe and make sure. Yes, I already have that in my wardrobe. Awesome. You know what? I think I might just put these in my giveaways, so I can give those things to other people. I did a bunch of that actually this year. Tome of Tracking? No, we're just going to get rid of that. I don't even keep those. I never use them on any other characters, and I mean, my main is a hunter, so we don't need them. Nope, they're gone. All of them. Goodbye. One less space I have to take care of. Okay, there we go. Now I have 20 inventory spots. Ugh, it's such a mess. But that's okay. Let me put that away. So, what else? Oh, we got our auto bestowed, participate in an activity and get a sack of presents from Mara. So sure. So why don't we go ahead and grab the quest from Mara, which is in the spirit of Yule. Now she has two other quests that she's rolling with this year. One is the Season of Virtue, which is deliver 10 perfect snowballs to her, or deliver 10 Gala Sarzai to somebody at a different location. So I'm just picking up the snowballs here because I'm going to run over here and barter.
What can I do for
Perfect
you?
snowballs. 1, 2. So now I have 10. And then I come back tomorrow. And no, I'm going to come back today, not tomorrow. And I turned that into her, and now she just gave me 500 virtue experience. So that's cool. And then she has a second one, which isn't showing right now. Oh, because I think I already have it. Actually, I think I picked it up and I'm just sitting on it. Embers of Virtue. Here it is. So she has another one called Yule Embers of Virtue. And yeah, you like my jokes there. Yes. We just deliver 2,500 embers of enchantment to either her or to that other person that we were talking about, which I did once or twice, and then I don't have enough. My current embers level is at 2126, and you need 2,500. So that will be for another day, because I don't expect that I'm going to have enough before the end of the festival. So now, often what I would do is if Ona does not have her quest up, let me go ahead and grab it though, because I don't want to
Hello,
miss
friend.
it. If her
Could you
quest
help
was
me with
not
something?
up, I would basically, what I've been doing with my characters, and this is what works timing wise, is because I think she runs on a 6-minute timer. This is something that Before and I have been talking about, is we're going to try to find out what their timers are for her and for the people in town that get sent off and walk away. How long does it take before they respawn? But what I've been doing is if I'm waiting for Ona, she's not ready. Okay, so her ring is not up. So I have a minimum of 2 minutes, I think. Because I think her ring comes up and you have either 1 or 2 minutes, we're not sure. And after her ring finishes, after when it gets to 1 minute, she'll say 1 minute, and then it says it's 10 seconds. So she verbally says 1 minute, and then she verbally says like 10 seconds. But she doesn't say anything when her ring initially comes up. And that's why I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3. But let's say even if it's 2. So I look at her ring's not up. So I have a minimum of 2 minutes. Oh my God, look at that band. So I can run over to the stable master, get over to Bree, do the race, and get back within about 2 minutes, I think. And then I can come back and her quest is ready. Or if it's not, it's still not, then I must have just missed it, right, when I was checking on her. And if that's the case, then I get back to town. I've done a race, so that's good. I've got one thing out of the way. So then I run around town and pick up all the quests while I'm still waiting for Ona. And by that time, usually she's got her ring up. So, hey, Pamela, good to see you. You say these horses, the stick horses, are the best. I find them very funny. That's very true. Telerian says, I suspect the cycles are around 9 minutes, the theater, the eating snowball, and other festival activities. I agree that I at first thought also it would be a 9-minute rotation because of just that reason. I know the snowball is 9 minutes. Yeah, the theater is 9 minutes. So I would have expected this to also be 9 minutes. But it seems just, I mean, in like tracking out of my head, like I would look at the clock, go do some things, come back and look at the clock, and it seemed like it was running at a 6 minute. So that's what was throwing me off. So it's likely that we won't get a chance to get a timer on her this festival, but we might. Before may still have time for that. We'll see. Okay. So I'm doing this thing like I had mentioned where I'm like, I don't care what I'm doing because we are, okay, hang on just a second. We're going to go with the first option, which is I just want the festival, I just want to advance my festival activities. So I don't care what I'm eating here. It can be bread, can be berries, mushrooms, eggs, doesn't matter. Now, if you're trying to do this for time and stuff, like you're going to continue to have the effects on you, berries are the best, then mushrooms, then eggs, then pie, then bread. But I don't care because, again, as we were seeing earlier, I have got currently 0 out of 10 festival activities, right? So I'm going to turn this into Ona. Bam, bam.
What can I do for
Bam,
you?
bam. Now I have 1 festival activity done. Now my timer has started, so I'm at 55 seconds. So now I'll show you guys what I was talking about before, where if I come down here, before, his tidying up quest was not available to
I
me
do not ask
until
much
after
of
I
you.
finished eating at the first
Will
table.
you let me speak
But now I
my
finished eating
piece?
at the first table,
Hello, friend.
so strangely enough,
Looking
I
for
can
something?
pick it up.
Could
So
I
here's a
speak with you a
funny
moment?
thing that Before's been doing. At least you were. I don't know if you're still doing it. He just got in. Where I can both eat and clean up at the same time. So I'm cleaning up. Of course, I dallied, so I only have 16 seconds, so it might not really be obvious. But like I could eat berries and clean up. Like, so I've ate the berries, done. Now I'm cleaning up. Now I'm cleaning up. You know what I mean? So you could like bit back and forth between what you're clicking on, which is really hilarious. But I ran out of time because I didn't get it all done. But now those negative effects that I had on me are gone. Boom, easy. So I'm not walking around like, you know, dragging my feet anymore. So what I was saying earlier, for anybody who wasn't here at the beginning, I did this with the first character, is that basically there's 3 different objectives that you might have with Onake and the whole eating situation. If you are just looking to advance your festival activities, that's her. When you turn that quest into her, that completes a festival, you know, that checks that box. So that advances it, so you have 1 more festival activity completed. The rest of the tables do not give you any more of that. It's only the first table. It's only turning that quest into Onake that then advances the quest by 1. Okay, if you're looking for festival tokens, you can get a max of, I think we counted out 14, because she gives you 1. The next table gives you 2. Wait, maybe she gives you 1. It was basically 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I think that's right. So you can end up with like a total of like 14 festival tokens from doing all of the tables. Then the last thing is, if you are looking for experience, then you have to complete the final table with this guy. Because finishing with him and turning in the quest is what actually gives you the experience. Onake does not. So it's really interesting that it's kind of broken out. Whether you're going for festival tokens, then you want to try and get as far as you can with the tables. If you want experience, then you need to get here and complete the final table. So you have to complete all the tables. In which case you do need all those strategies of like mounting up and eating only the not worst stuff and all of that. If you're just looking to advance, though, your festival activities by 1, because you're just trying to do the daily wrapper, then only the first table is necessary. Crazy stuff. So now it took me a couple days to get used to this, but now I just do the first table and then I'm done. And I walk away. It's really weird. Okay, so we picked up some quests there. We picked up the quest at the bottom of the stairs. And, oh, did we actually pick up the quest from Kember? I don't think we did. Well, let's go ahead and get these 2 guys. So again, this guy has 2 quests. The Charitable Spirit, where I'm going to run around and give them festival tokens. But I don't choose to do that one because I find the unreliability of knowing whether the character is going to be there or not is frustrating to me, so I don't tend to do that. So I stick with the ones where I have a little bit more control over it. So cold as ice
Might I
I can
take
do
a
because
moment of your
there's
time?
generally cold weather down there to defeat. And then making mischief, I
Might I
definitely
take a
have
moment of
control
your
of that
time?
one. So I picked that one up too. So now Pamela asks, do you know if Lotro are doing an event calendar for 2026? Oh, I'm sure Cord is putting something together. He does every year. And yeah, he's been really, I think he's really been enjoying having it usually put out before the end of the year. But he hasn't said anything. And yeah, maybe I'll pop in and ask him about that at some point. So, but I'm sure it's coming out. It just might not be until January. I have noticed that sometimes the calendar covers the beginning of January anyway. Yeah, come on. Kato is thinking about it. Let me look at Lotro schedule and public event schedule. So what's on there right now is it contains the Yule Festival, which goes through January 5th. So January 4th is your last full day. The VIP event boost starts tomorrow and goes through January 2nd. So January 1st is the last full day of that. And then there's also a 20% Virtue XP boost that runs from the 31st, so next Wednesday, through the 5th, which is actually so the 4th is your last full day on that one. So, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of that. That's nice. Yeah. So I think we've got the beginning of January on there, but I agree that there's more stuff. Yeah, definitely need more of that, right? So Mr. Gorgo says, evening, where are the Yule Fest? If you are looking to participate in the Yule Festival, when you log in with your character for the first time, you'll probably get like a quest that comes up and says, participate in the Yule Festival. And it gives you a map which brings you directly here. And I think it drops you off like in this area right here. As I'm pretty sure is where it drops you off. But if you don't have that map or you happen to have already used it, all of the
How can I be of
basic
service?
stable masters from the beginning areas, so like West Bree, there's a festival stable master in those 4 locations. So West Bree has one, Kellendam has one, Thorn's Gate has one, and Mickle Delving has one. So for example, I will show you where it is. Vinma asks, any plans for a Lord of the Rings extended movie marathon? I don't know if we will or not. So I know a lot of people like have their TVs on a lot, but for some reason I just have like this mental block about turning on our television. I just don't turn it on. To the point where I had before actually like write up and print out for me like instructions reminding me how to turn on the television. Because you got to use the right remote and you got to push the right button, and if you want to do TV or you want to do DVD or what do you want to do. And I'm like, so here's my old man yelling at clouds moment, but I kind of miss the days where you just walk over and like pull the button and it goes, of course it took a minute to warm up or whatever, or you just like push a button and boom, television is there. But yeah. Anyway, so I don't automatically think about putting on the television to watch movies or watch TV or anything like that. It's not the first thing on my mind. So, but we do have the Lord of the Rings movies. And sometimes we do put them on. Yes, for B4 says, for a week that was supposed to be low activity, we've been surprisingly busy. Oh, that's you. Well, hello. Wow. Nice snake. He's got a striped snake, honey. On stream. Yeah. So, anyway, so there are festival stable masters at the 4 locations, as I was mentioning. So yeah, you can talk to this guy.
Lovely day, isn't it?
He has one travel location. It's right there, and that will just take you directly to Winterhome for free. It's fantastic. So oh, it's okay. Cats jumped a little bit there. You haven't played for some years. Well, welcome back. That's awesome. So yeah, so I stream every Tuesday, and then usually right after me, my sweetie B4 also streams on Tuesdays. So it sounds like you might be then, because you're home. Yeah, you got time. So, and he does a lot of Lotro plugins. He like works on and develops or redevelops. So for example, Festival Buddy was a plugin that people were enjoying. Festival Buddy 2 is now something that he has created based off of Festival Buddy 1 and built on it, and then it has been updating things and adding stuff that was missing because there's been stuff added into the game over time. So stuff like that. So yes, rebuilding it. So Mr. Gorgo, you want to come over here to Mara Sandy Downs to pick up her quest if you haven't already. She has, what was the name of it again? The quest I already have. Yeah, Spirit of Yule. You want to come over to Mara and pick up In the Spirit of Yule, which is probably the top thing that she has. Dang it, I just got something in my eye. Yeah, it's probably cat hairs. Don't know where that would come from. Yeah, you want to grab that from her. And then you'll want to go do 10 festival activities and then come back and turn that back into her. And then you'll be good. So just read the festival activities as you're doing them, because they're pretty good about telling you what you need to do. And if you come across something that you're like, wait, I picked this up and now I don't understand it, just say something. We can help you out here. So yeah, Before and I definitely try to keep our streams friendly to new players, returning players, folks who are trying to figure something out. We kind of crowdsource information in the chat, because there's lots of us in the chat who know various things, and yeah, we share that knowledge with each other. So feel free always to jump into the chat there with any questions if you run across something. You're welcome. Just so you know, once you've got a bunch of festival tokens, these two guys are the ones you want to talk to get stuff. They added a new thing. If you talk to Alex Gray here on the right side, they added a thing in the drop down, which is new rewards. Now it won't apply to you this year because you've probably missed a few years, but if you want to just see what is new this year, before you get overwhelmed with the other, how many pages do you have? 9 pages of stuff you can get. So, all right, so let's go back, including these cute snowmen. I like that. All right, so where were we at? We were, I've done one activity. So Mara wants to talk to me, and she wants to give me my festival daily, maybe I need to move up, there we go. She's going to give me some LI experience and a token, 2 tokens, and she's going to give me a sack of presents. So let's open our sack of presents. We got 6 Yule Festival tokens. I don't know, look at that. So how many do I have on this character now? This is one of the things I really love about Festival Buddy 2 is I can just pop it open and be like, how many tokens do I have? Boom, right there. 662, which is really funny because I spent them down recently. Okay, so what else do I need to do? Let's make sure I picked up all the quests because I've kind of lost track. So we did Onake. And we came over and we got these 2 guys. Okay, cool. Yeah, and we got the 2 at the bottom of the stairs as well, right? Because we got these 2 over here as well. Oh, no, I have got one. Oh, I finished tidying up.
Tell me
sure,
what you
we'll just
need
turn
or
it in.
move along.
So I have, Kember. We were going to check in with Kember, make sure I got his, because every once in a while, yep, I just walk
I do
off
not ask much
without
of
picking up
you.
his quests about the snow beasties. So, all right, so now I have everything that I want to do in the outskirts again. So remember all that stuff out here that I'm going to do. So I'm going to go, so this time we're going to go the other way around. So I'm going to pick up mushrooms here. I'm going to go find a snow beast and cheer at it 3 times, because you can do that. Then I'm going to go down to the lake and get some winter berries and clear off some of the cold snow, the coldness there. Then we're going to go up to the Grumpwood and we're going to gather some wood. Then I'll come back around here and gather some eggs, and then I'll come back to town. Oh, actually, I'll go by the snowman field and pick up one of his quests for the broken snowman, of course. I guess I could do one of the other snowmen if you guys just wanted to see which one. If you guys wanted to see what that looks like to get some of the other stuff, we could do that. It's been a while. So if you have a preference on which snowman you want me to build, let me know, and I will indulge that. So yeah, I keep a folder in my shared storage of things that I want to give away to people. So like if I'm at a party and there's giveaways or whatever. Turns out, so giving stuff away in the middle of a role-playing event, you know, you can raffle stuff off, but it seems like it takes a while to make that happen. Okay, so here, so that snow beast just got finished being cheered. So remember, we can go up, I've got him clicked, I've got him selected, and I'm gonna hit the cheer button 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And now I have done my 3 snow beast cheering. I don't have to go find any more. We're done. Because now that guy's gonna wander around for a few minutes. And otherwise you end up spending a lot of time just following the snow beast as they're walking and they're walking and they're walking. So it just makes that so much easier. All right, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to collect some winter berries. What was I talking about? I totally forgot again. Oh, but I was going to mention, so before and I just have been playing around with some different things in the festival this year. One of which is, what if we are in a fellowship? So if you're in a fellowship, you still have to collect all your own berries, you have to collect all your own eggs, all of that. But defeating things does count towards everybody in the fellowship. So if we are in a fellowship, I've defeated one wintry weather, his character in the fellowship would also get credit for that. Now, we usually run around together doing this, so I'm not sure how far proximity works for that. We're usually pretty much right next to each other for these, for that. And then also in the Grumpwood, so let me mount up, it's a little faster. Up here where we're gathering firewood, you get that same thing, where one person in your fellowship, any defeats that they take on count for everybody in the fellowship. So that would be 1 for him and so forth. Which is kind of handy because if you have like a ranged character who's able to then escort a melee character through here, it just makes their lives so much easier, you know. Let's see, I need 1 more. There we go. So the on-screen thing, remember, goes a little bit slower than the, it's you know, it doesn't fly through them. It gives it its proper time on the screen. So it's still catching up to where I actually am, which is I've already done 9. So now we're going to go do the eggs. Exterminate. Oops. I pushed the wrong button. Cuckoo. I have a cat sleeping on my wrist, so you know, I can't use my mouse hand on the keyboard right now. I just can't. Sorry. It's cat rules. I'm cat lapped. I can't get the door. You know, and so forth. All right, so I've grabbed my eggs. So now I'm gonna go pass by the snowball field, and I'm gonna go up to the snowman field. So, all right. So we have, well, let's talk to Virgil real quick. So I have to build one of his snowmen. So normally I just do the broken snowman because there's only like 2 things I need to grab for it. But we could do one of the other ones today just for fun. So we've got the classy one, we've got the mitten one, or the scarf, or the cap. Anybody have a preference on which one we should do? If nobody has a preference, I'll probably choose, well, let's see. Which one do I want to do? I think I'll do the top hat guy. We'll do the classy one. Okay. So I have accepted that. So now I need to find a top hat. Oh, it's 5 things. This is a big one. I need a top hat and a scarf. I need an acorn and coal and then 2 sticks. So that's basically 6 things I got to go find, right? But we'll go ahead and get started on that. Yes, the dapper gentleman snowman. Would the dapper gentleman snowman please come forward? Okay, so again, we can do the normal thing like we do, which is basically come over here to the ovens because I need to cook 3 loaves of bread for the gathering, stuffing the stuffed, which, let's see if I can pull that per thing. So, stuffing the stuffed, I find some of this dialogue funny. She says, "Are you here to help me? I'm so busy, I don't know what to do with myself. There are so many hungry patrons to serve. Would you be so good as to prepare some ingredients so that the feasting folk don't have to go without a fair portion?" Well, let's see. We'll need loaves of bread, bowls of berry, mushrooms, and eggs. The pies are still doing fairly well for now. The hard part is that the mayor's wife wants only the best, so the ingredients must be collected fresh from all abouts. I hope you have some sturdy shoes with you. So, yeah, we are going around and gathering all these fresh ingredients and baking some fresh bread and all of that. So, because to keep the mayor and his wife happy. I was able to use my mouse arm there, but that's because I substituted for a moment. Okay, so I need coal for the snowman. So I've got that. So here's the other thing that before and I've been experimenting with. So notice how the kegs are sparkling. And that means that I'm like they're active or whatever for me. Before I came up, I'd had the quest to do the empty keg in emergency. But if I'm like this far away, they don't light up. They're just still, even though I have the quest. But if I get as far as, like, it was around this fire. So I think if I got on the other side of the fire, like somewhere right about here, then the keg lights up. So what we discovered is that if the keg is lit up, fellowship, for the fellowship thing like we were talking about, like, so if I'm standing here, kegs are lit up. If B4 grabs a keg and goes and delivers it now, it counts for both of us. So that's interesting. We did another one though where I think the keg was lit up and you were somewhere, I think, else in Winterhome. I think he was like on the other side, so out of the radar, but like over on the other side of town. And it did not count, even though the keg had been lit up for him. So we're still trying to figure out, like, what's the specifics on this. But we've discovered that the keg has to be lit up. It's not just proximity, it has to be lit up. All right, so I'm going to do the thing I did earlier, where I just run over here to the tables, and then I just jump over. Bam. And keg done. Now, I didn't actually do the fireworks light stashing thingy here, so I'll do that real quick. So again, I figured out that I can click on like at least 6 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might be able to get 7. I just worry that if I click on this last one, it's going to think she's too far away, and it's going to move me while I'm in the middle of these other ones. So I usually wait until I get close to the end, because I do that. I end up in the wrong spot, and I click on somebody, and it's like, oh, and it moves me. So I just end up waiting. So, everybody says, Hobbits are the best, by the way. I like playing a Hobbit. I enjoy the Hobbit stuff. But, I recognize that everybody's got their own style. So, we did a role-playing thing. I did a role-playing thing recently that was with a bunch of dwarves. And it was basically set during the Scouring the Shire time frame, or pre-Scouring, I suppose. It's during the time that Lotho and the ruffians have taken over the Shire. And so we were working with the dwarves. The dwarves were in charge of this. So this was like a dwarven-led RP with hobbits joining in as well. And we were basically like working with the local hobbit resistance and this is up in Yondershire, and finding like some of the Lothos people and, you know, kind of getting them out of the way. So that way it was creating more space and availability for then, you know, the people to take back the Shire from Lotho and those guys. So I thought that was kind of fun. That was really good. Coffee Wi-Fi says hi. Well, it says wings with snowman, but I'm going to take that as a hi. So hello to you as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn in everything we've got. Let's kind of clear our palette here. So we know we've done the snowman or the snow beast, so we're going to turn that in. We cheered them up. And oh, look at that cute pig. And we know we did these 2 quests, right? We lit off fireworks and pilfered coins, so we're going to turn that in. And we also went down and dealt with the cold, so we can turn that one in. And then at the bottom of the stairs, I just walked right by them when I went to go do that other stuff. These guys we're done with, so we've got all the stuff for the ingredients. And then we took care of the firewood. And we took care of the empty keg situation. So everything is out of our quest log except for, I'm just going to park here so you can sort of read it maybe. So complete in the Spirit of Yule 2 out of 3 times so far. So got to do that one more time. In the Spirit of Yule, I'm working on it. I've got 8 out of 10. Filling the field, I need to build one of the snowmen. Okay, so for the snowman, we need still, so we got the coal from the fire. Still need to find a top hat, a scarf, and then some acorns and some sticks. So the top hat and the scarf are here. So the reason I wanted to do the top hat one is because it's right here. Well, it's supposed to be right here. There it is. Oh, somebody must have just grabbed it. So it is right here on top of this lamp. First time I was trying to find these things. Took me forever. So yeah, so the top hat is up there on top of the lamp, which is fun. So you can click on it from down here and it'll let you pick it up. So that's nice. Now, if you're ever uncertain, you can pull up the map and there will be rings. You can't see them because they're actually like right here behind my head. Let me see if I can remove my picture for a second. I never remove my picture though, so it's going to take me a second to find it. Here we go. Nope. Well, yes, but then there's other stuff that you... Oh, I got so much stuff on my screen. Okay, so let me try this. That and that. Okay, so you can kind of see it. And let me get rid of this too. But then the rings will be gone. No, okay, let me just slide this over. Okay, so then you can see here, there's a ring showing me one of the things I need to go to. So that's what you can do is if you're ever like, hey, I need to figure out how to get to X, Y, or Z in town, there will be rings or zones. And if you're still not sure, notice that they have the different colors here that are assigned to the different quests in your specific log. So if I hover over filling the field, the green will be what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for a classy snowman, that's lighting up over there. So that can hopefully direct you to what you're trying to find. I can just leave that over there. All right, so let's get my camera back up here before I forget how to do that. Oh, that's not it. Uh-oh. I've forgotten. Oh yeah, no, it's this one. And then I have that to give me a little nice little edge. I like my little borders. Okay, let's get rid of the map. And okay, so now we're also looking for a scarf. So we're gonna pop down here because I think I know where the scarf is. I believe the scarf is over here. Yeah. So there's like 2 or 3 snowmen that need the scarf. So you'll always find it right here. So it's on this ledge just across from the keg. So here's our thirsty patron lying on the keg, and there's your scarf just across. And it's always there. It's just only is lit up when you have the actual quest. So I'll show you where the rest of the things are real quick. The ones I can remember. It's been a few years since I've done it, because once I did the quest or the deed, I kind of just stopped doing it. Okay, so the top hat was there. Oh yeah, down here we have up these stairs. That's the hat for one of the other ones, one of the other snowmen. That's the kind of like pointy-esque looking hat. That's the snowman on the end. I'll show you when I get back out there. But that's the hat for that guy. And then if you come down here by the theater and go up the stairs here by where this watcher was kind of going, that's where you'll find the mittens. They're laying there on the ground, right right behind that fire. So that's where the mittens are for the mitten-wearing snowman. And is that everything? So we're going to go find some acorns, I think, right? Yeah. Acorns aren't too bad to find. We can go out there and take a look. Oh, everybody was saying we need a Hobbit captain and a Hobbit runekeeper. Normal Hobbits, not the weird river kind. Yeah, I wish the river hobbits were different, but you know, I embrace them for who they are. Okay, so acorns, if you're looking for acorns, they're going to be out here amongst the trees. So like, here's one, there's one there, there's one there, there's another one over there. So that's, yeah, so when you're looking for the acorns, you want to come out to the trees. And I guess I just needed one acorn. That's nice. But then I need 2 sticks. So you got to interact with the sticks, with the bushes twice. Now you can do the same one twice, so that's okay. All right. So now I go and find a snow pile. Oh, I wish I knew which one it was to make the giant one for this one. Oh well. We're just going to take our whatever snow pile we get. Well, that one looks big. I may have gotten lucky. I think we got the giant one. Look at that guy. Look how tall he is compared to me. That's so good. Love it. Oops. So there's our classy, snowman. Don't look at me. Look at the snowman. Big and styling. That's right. Okay, so I think we needed the acorn for the nose. And then we had the coal for the eyes and the mouth. And then 2 sticks. And then 1 scarf and 1 hat. So that's the big guy. So here's the, so if you're doing the cap wearing snowman. Oh, I didn't show you the carrot. We'll go back in for the carrot. But that looks like an acorn. See, I think you have to find an acorn. Oh, and the pipe. Not sure I remember that one. But we saw the cap, and then we saw the scarf, so we know where that is. And we saw the mittens, so we know where those are. Maybe it's a pipe and you don't have to do the nose. I'm not sure. All right, well, we got to turn that in because I sometimes forget to do that. Much nicer than the giant broken one I always make. Well, we did do the giant broken one with the first character I was on with, honey. Consider this my vote for a snowman with a fancy hat that walks away after you build it. That would be wild. The pipe is right here with this passed out hobbit by table number 4. So that's where, if you're looking for the pipe, that's where you'll find that. That one took me a long time to find one time. I don't remember if you have to find a carrot or not. I feel like you do. Oh, I know where the carrot is. I think I know it. I think I remember where the carrot is. This will be a little out-of-town excursion. Hi. I have a cat stretching her arms up into my armpits. Onto one side, I should say. Her other arm is laying across my arm. Very cute. She is a happy cat. They're both pretty zonked out here. Yeah, I think the carrot's out here by the chickens. There it is. Yep, so if you're looking for a carrot, it's out here by the eggs for the chickens. I think there's just the one. Oh no, there's another carrot over here. So I think there's just the 2 carrots though. Because I don't recall there being another one. Well, never mind, there's a 3rd one. How funny. I think I always ended up grabbing one from the first 2 locations and never noticed the 3rd one. But yeah, so if you need a carrot, it's out here by the chickens. All right, so I have done 9 quests. And again, this is like with the mindset that I'm trying to go through them as fast as possible, right? Like zoom, 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 zoom. We're obviously not doing that right now, but if one were, you know, what would that look like? Okay, so I am looking for quest number 10. So again, what I've been doing is, now usually I'm in town, so this is not so far of a travel, right? Is I go to the travel person,
Greetings,
I
friend.
click on Westbury, and I travel, and we're going to head over to Westbury. Yes. Pamela says, yes, don't try to stop him. He has affairs to tend to. He's a busy guy. Oop. And so are the cats. Yeah. Casper's got things to do. Okay, so again, I go ahead and I mount up. So that way, as soon as I get that transit, I go ahead and hit auto run, and I'm like, whoosh, off to the races. Ha! Literally. Now, the Hobbit race is also lovely, and I enjoy doing it, but one, I think this is the easier one. I think the Hobbit one's harder. Like, it's a known thing, that one was easier and one was harder. Two, the Hobbit one is further to get to from anywhere. This one is a much shorter transit. And it's a much shorter transit when I'm done as well. Now, I'm a hunter. This character is a hunter. So I could have transited myself to Bree. And that is something that I've like thought about and I experimented with a little bit. But basically, if I'm near the front, where the stable master drops me off, where the festival one does, is a better location than where my hunter travel drops me off. So it saves me time to just use the stable master, unless I'm like further away, like if I'm out, you know, like maybe I just built the snowman and I'd have to ride back into town and all of that. In that case, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll just, you know, do my hunter travel and get myself to Bree really fast. Oops. All right. Yeah, that's that thing I did the other day. So I was like riding up, and at like the last second I bumped my mouse or whatever. So I'm like coming up, and all of a sudden I'm like over this way. It's like, no, 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 no. So I'm like trying to like fix myself and like, oh no, I gotta get back here because I have to go. You have to go through the, you know, the barrier. Now I think I may have actually done it backwards. I may have like run around here and then ended up coming this way, and it still counted. But it was really funny. Yeah, before it says channeling my inner Valheim, just build a portal next to the racer NPC. I know, that'd be fantastic. I would love that. Yeah, in Valheim, you can build a portal pretty much anywhere you want to, and that's so much fun. Now, of course, I feel sometimes like Valheim's like, you know, subtitle should be portal management. How to build and manage your portals. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other game going on too, but that seems to be some of what our focus is on. Okay, cats are up again. Oh, one's up, one's down. You coming back to lay down? Casper's like, heck yeah. This is where the warmth is. Yeah, nice. All right, and then, yeah, I come out, when you come out of that horse, you're basically facing this guy. So you can't get to this guy immediately. You have to click on him and run to him, but he's so close. It's so great. Before says, yeah, I have a portal problem. My problem is I only have 47 portals. Do we have 47 right now in the current game? I think we might have less than that. So, and the thing that works with Valheim with the portals is you got, you know, it's a pair. So I'm trying to think through the pairs that we have. Most of them are at the house, at the first house. But we have a downstairs and we have an upstairs, and we have portals in all those spaces. So, but I would say that's like 16 portals or something maybe on each floor. Plus, there's a couple at the mountain base that go elsewhere. But anyway, okay. So I have done 10 quests. So it wants me to talk to Mara. So I'm going to pop down here, and she says, in the spirit of Yule, that's the do 10 things. She's like, cool, you did that. She's going to give me some legendary item experience, and she's going to be 5 Yule Festival tokens. So I've done that. But now we have another ring. So hold on. Festive Flurry Final. So 12 days of celebrating Yule, goodness me. So I did the first wrapper, which was 3 days, and then the second one, which was 3 days, third one, which was 3 days, and the last one, which is 3 days. So that's 12 days. So that's how she gets that number as well. So she rummages around in her small bag of gifts and pauses and then hands you the whole bag. You've given us so much, and for that you've earned the greatest gift of all, my friend. So all of that, which is kind of what I did when I was talking about with my shared storage, is this thing was full and I had stuff stashed on characters all over the server. And so basically I'm like, all right, I'm the May Queen this year. It's a unique opportunity to just be very generous. Have a reason to be very generous, right? Like if some random person just sends you like a whole pile of stuff, you might be like, ooh, too much. But like I could just kind of wrap it in with the, Yule Queen stuff, May Queen stuff. So I sent everybody like 4 or 5 things, I think. I started off, I think, with 3, so the first couple of people may have only gotten 3 things. But after that, I was like, oh, I have all this pipe weed to give away too. So I started giving away like piles of that. And yeah, so now my shared storage and the storage on a bunch of my characters is doing much better. I also discovered that I had like 4 different characters that had the eggs from the, Spring Festival, I think, where you do the egg hunt. And so I had 4 different characters who were storing those. Well, they stack, so I got those all. They're down to 2 characters. I think there's 1 character who still has some that I need to get over to who's holding them for sure. So it was nice because I was able to do a little bit of inventory management as well, and that was lovely. Maybe I'll give away eggs at the end of my reign. That would be really funny because that would be like April, and that would be around the time of that festival. So that would be fun. Maybe I might do that. We'll see. Skugosi says, my portal hub is never big enough for all the portals. Oh my gosh, right? Yeah, so we always try to come up with different ways of managing our portals. So yes, Pamela says, yes, egg gifts. That might be fun. Because I tried to theme the packages I was sending out. So well, here, let me turn this one in and then I will go show you. Because I had fun doing some shopping. So I did the final round here, and so she's going to give me more stuff, including Figments of Splendor. So she gave me 600 before, and now she gives me another 500 here. So I went and spent a bunch of my festival tokens because these things pile up, and I've got over 1,000 on a bunch of characters. So I was like, cool, what can I do with them? Well, here is something really cool I found out. So I know that they have these gift boxes, the gift wrap selection box. So for example, this Cozy Jingle Garments gift wrap selection box, if it's not bound, so you can buy this and give it away. So that's one thing I love about this. So if you know somebody, they're like, oh, hey, can you pick me up that Cozy Jingle hat? Well, I can't pick up the hat because that's bound to account when you get it. But I can give them the selection box. The hat is in there, and then, they can pick it. So that's really cool. Another nice thing about that is I don't have to worry about do they have the hat or the boots or the mitts or whatever already. If I just want to give somebody this box, they get to then choose which one of those things out of there they want. So I love that. But I was like, okay, there's 9 pages of stuff, and man, that's a lot of searching for these gift boxes, and I don't know which gift boxes these guys have. So I wanted to kind of look at that, and he has a category called Festival Gifts. I was so happy to find this. And it has those gift wrap boxes all on this one page together here. So now some of the older ones were a 1 item. So this is a very specific robe, the robe of Winter's Light or the cloak of Winter's Light and so forth. So they had them in specific boxes, but then they started, and that fur mantle is so good. But then they started doing it where it was a selection box, starting with, let's see, we've got Northern Sky selection box. So I just basically came in here with another character and spent their 1,000 tokens. So I had a nice gift wrap box to give to everybody. Now I've got another round of gifting that I want to do because there's a couple of people I missed. My spreadsheet wasn't complete. So I've realized I've missed a few people, so I need a couple more boxes in order to make up the difference. But then I was like, cool, I'll do a gift box with I had pet tomes because I collect those like crazy, especially when I'm doing the missions, like the further adventures. Eventually, I run into the cap on those tokens, and so I just buy pet tomes so that I can give those away later. So I gave a bunch of those away then. The only ones I have left are shrews, I think, at this point, and I figured not everybody wants a shrew, so I try not to give those away. And then I threw in some like pipeweed, and then people give me these, ciders and whatnot, or I had them from questing and stuff like that, and I never used them with my character, so I was like, I'll give those away too. So that was really awesome. So I tried to theme it a little bit though. So like if I gave somebody I had some of the boxes from the Midsummer Festival where you could get the bathing suit. And so I tried to pair that with I had like a summer kite, so it was like summer with summer kinds of fun things like that. I thought that was a lot of fun. So, so I had a lot of fun, like putting together these larger collections, like, 4 or 5 things of giveaways and clearing out my inventory as well, which was really nice. So yes, Pomelo says, an often downplayed perk of LOTRO playing is that I can let my inner anti-flag fly free through shopping and gift giving. I know it is actually a really nice thing to be able to do that. And I'm actually considering, given how much fun I was having with being able to give away gift boxes that were from different parts of the year, I'm thinking maybe I want to stock up a little bit. Have to see how much storage I can manage with this, but I might want to stock up a little bit on some of the gift boxes that are only available, at the festivals. So I have like selections from throughout the year, kind of like I do with the dies. Like I make sure I have plenty of dies that are from that festival. Actually, I should do that right now while it's on my mind. So I have my die carryall is here. So let's open that up, and the dies for this festival. So just for those of you who don't know, every festival, generally, they will sell 4 different dies. I think it's pronounced kills, not dies. Defeats. So they'll have 2 different dies that you can buy for mithril coins, and then 2 of them that you can buy for festival tokens. And every year they swap which one is tokens and which one is mithril. So what you want to do if you're not wanting to spend a bunch of mithril coins is check what's available now for the festival tokens, stock up on those, and then eventually the next year the other one's up, so then you stock up on those. So then you're never without what you're looking for. So dark mossy green, I have 33. Wow, dark purple, I have 78. Don't know what I did there. But let's go ahead. I'm going to just grab a couple more. Just kick it over 40, why not? And then the other one is Lorien. Oh, you have to put the accent on the O. Let's just look up gold. There we go. Lorien gold dies. We'll grab another one of those. Okay. So that way I have over 40 of it, which is nice. I don't know why, but for some reason I'm just like thinking that makes sense to me. Okay. So now I have sorted that out. So we're going to pop those in here. Another thing I think I'm going to work on this year, and I started it a little bit, is I do like this idea of having my carryalls having like one that's fall and winter and one that's spring and summer. So as I'm decorating my house through this year, I think I'm going to try and do better about putting the stuff that's for that season in that carryall. Now, I renamed some of these and they unnamed themselves, so I'm not sure what happened there, but let's just go ahead and fix this. So floor, housing carryall, and save, because this is floor stuff. Oh, and I had music in there. I'm not sure why that's there. We'll fix that later. Okay, so there's that one. But I had one that I thought I had renamed for spring and summer. Let's see if I can find it. Nope, this is a random assortment. Okay, so it's not that one. What about this one? This might have been the summery one that I was working on. Yeah, this is spring and summer. Okay, so we're gonna change this to spring and summer. All right, hopefully that'll keep. And then I wanted to put this small grove of trees into the spring and summer one. I knew I wanted that one to go there. All right, oops. I want to put my carryalls back before I forget. Don't want to end up with those left in my stash by mistake. Now, did they unname themselves? I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, something's not right. Oh, well. Yeah, Palmella says dyes don't bind when they're... oh, yeah, before it asks, are those bound when you buy them? If not, I have a bunch of tokens at your disposal for dyes. Well, thank you. Yeah, as Palmella pointed out, yeah, the dyes do not bind when they are purchased from the festival. It's only... The only dyes that I know of that are bound are ones that you get. Sometimes you get some from an instance. Those will be bound sometimes, not always, but sometimes. And then if you are a scholar and you make dyes, especially if you make them with the universal ingredients, those are definitely bound to account. But if you make it with the actual ingredients, those are not bound to account. So that's why it's really funny. Sometimes I will pull out my dye carry-all. I'll show you. And for example, let me see if I can find one. Maybe the gray ones? Nope. Purple? Yeah. Okay, so notice when I pulled it out, it divided it into two piles. So this pile says bound to account, and then this pile doesn't say that. It's just no binding. But when I put them, that's the purple dye. But when I put them back into the carry-all, they stack. So in the carry-all, it just says consumed on use. It doesn't mention any binding. But the binding that was there because I crafted them probably with universal ingredients. That binding persists when I take them out of the carry-all, and then that's why it makes it into two different piles, which is really fascinating, I find. So now Palmella says, I'm not sure about the dyes purchased from the store. I do know that dyes that are given to your character in the beginning stages of the gameplay do character bind. I've seen that. But you can remove that with the dye carry-out and become account bound rather than character bound. Oh, I didn't know that because I've ended up slurping them into the dye carry-out before, and then it's like, that's bound to character. And I'm like, ah! So then I have to get on the character who put it in there and take it back out. But I didn't notice that it stripped that off of there. So that's interesting. And then before asks Palmella, is there a special technique for stripping character-specific bindings with carry-alls? I've seen some carry-alls change the binding to be character-specific while a character-bound item is inside. Does it need to stack with other versions that bind to account? Yeah, it's interesting. And I think it also could be that there's some things that have changed over time. So like when we first got the Mordor, like our characters, and I don't think, we didn't buy the Mordor expansion when it first came out. We were a little behind on that one. In this carry-all, I have those doors, right? I think I do. I noticed that every one of them was bound to that specific character. So every single character who got one of these mysterious doors, it was bound to the character. Bound to Rosebloom, bound to, Thankful, whatever. And then at some point, when I was taking them all off the walls to move servers, maybe, I noticed that some of them were bound to account, and I could pull them off and put them in the bag. and some of them were still bound to a specific character. But on some of them, I took them off the wall and with that character who had to do it then. So like Hartharian goes and picks the one that's bound to Hartharian off the wall. But then in her inventory, it said like bound to account. I was like, well, that's interesting. So then I was able to put it in the carryall, and it kept that bound to account status, not bound to that specific character. And then there was one that I guess the character maybe never put it on the wall or something, because it was in her inventory. It was still bound to her. I ended up slurping it into the carryall, and then it was bound to her, and I had to go and find her and take it out and put it back, you know. And then after that, though, I think it was bound to account and not bound to character. So I feel like there's some things that may have changed. Like it used to be their Lotro had it all bound to character, and then maybe they changed it to bound to account instead, and maybe when you interact with it in some ways that it shifts itself to the new style or something. I don't know. I find it very strange. So, yeah, Palmala says, I've only seen it work with dies. I did have to be on the character to remove the die and use the carryall, but once the die had been removed from the carryall, it changed to account bound, and the carryall was once again account bound, and I could use it like normally. Yeah, like what happened with me with the door. The dice will still take 2 stacks and separates based on bound, unbound, and account bound. Yeah. So yeah. Before says neat. I'll take a look at that. Thanks. Awesome. Well, I think that's about all I wanted to show you guys today. Are you good? Okay. Probably. Awesome. Well, Before is then going to come on and stream today. Yay! So let's see. Today was the 23rd. Next week is the 30th. So I don't think we have any conflicts. So I expect at this time that Before and I will be streaming next Tuesday, unless there is something that comes up that or something we've forgotten about. But yeah, so have a wonderful Yule Festival. Enjoy all this that's going on. It'll still be going on next week. So if we see you next week, then we will probably be spending more time out here in Winterhome and Frostbluff and all of that. Maybe we'll show some of that like fellowship stuff that we were talking about earlier with the keg and stuff like that, or maybe we'll do some missions to work towards that, towards the mission wrapper. Who knows? We'll see what we can come up with. But yeah, enjoy this time of year. Hopefully you are finding, I love how people put lights up in their windows and stuff like that during this time of year, because it's so dark, because our daytime hours are so short. So I definitely appreciate all the lights that are out and about and all the bright things that people bring in. So hopefully you are finding also some light and some joy in this wintry, cool time of year, at least up in this hemisphere. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. Hopefully, I know a lot of people will probably be doing some celebrating with family or with friends, or hanging out at home and playing some Lotro, going through the festival. Whatever it is that you're doing, I hope you have a fantastic week, and we will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.